which one of those teams, I should say, actually comes away with the win here and starts their season off slightly better.
Well, talking about a good start, we have of course a fake kickoff, something very tactical you might say, coming out from both teams. Then you're of course starting to wonder if there's actual tactics, but of course they're now trying to feel out each other, trying to see who's the one better in defense, as we see opportunities exchanged, and a good first opportunity right there from Servette with Safari.
Yeah, they seem to be coming out of the gate slightly stronger than their opposition, but the boost tanks are already empty, so they're forced to go all the way back, spacing out nicely though. Savar now down to Batu, can get the first opportunity. It's on the post, another one saved by Atomic. That's a great save, and definitely the first chances on the Servette Geneva side.
Well, first chances are of course very important. You want that first goal as well, and they are all pushing, trying to find it. And Atomic is of course trying to get that ball far away, doesn't get the power to actually do so. And that is something very unfortunate for Galaxy Bank. They are trying to escape that offensive grasp that Servette Geneva is putting onto them, but they're not really able to pull through.
No, they're definitely getting close, but not close enough as of right now. But still very young in the game, not even a minute and a half being played. But I'm liking the way Servette Geneva are spacing out, and out a mirror with a clutch save right there. Salem gets it in front of net, almost a follow-up by Atomic. Now let's Pimita up high, down to Atomic, who just turns away. So now the ball is just floating into the midfield, being picked up by Atomic, but a double commit might mean that they need to go back, but a dribble from Atomic onto the crossbar. Espimita miss, Salem saved by Mirror. This is a hectic first 2 minutes of the game.
Well, from a first opportunity or proper opportunity for Galaxy Bank to a nice defense shown from Servette Geneva is something very important in this game. One already establishes that both teams are of course going down with a fight. One team has to lose, sadly enough. And at the moment it really feels like Servette Geneva have the upper hand in offense, but right there, beautiful play from Atomic, almost getting that ball forwards immediately. Just shows that Galaxy Bank are not backing down and actually applying some pressure themselves.
The pressure that they are pressing out is being resulted into some chances, but good defense on both sides, making sure that we are still all equal at 0-0 after half of the first game played. But a backflip now from Atomic is safe enough. And the pressure now, counter-attack is such a good goal. Oh, everyone just misses. I thought it was just going to roll in, but a miss on both ends. Make sure that the ball still doesn't go in. Sloppy plays from both sides so far.
Might be a little bit sloppy or Joessi. Of course, the start is very important. Both teams want that first goal as quickly as possible. They, of course, have to break through that defense. It's not going to be so easy as we get opportunity after opportunity. First goal for Servette Geneva, of course, makes it a little bit easier for Servette Geneva. They are already in the lead, but now it is Galaxy Bank that will have to clean up.
Yeah, beautiful control, beautiful flick coming out from Zavar to get that first goal. Servette Geneva, we talked about how they were starting stronger, and now they have a goal to show for it. And 3 minutes gone in this game. Seems to be going towards Servette Geneva, who have most of the pressure. But with 2 minutes still to go, that is a lot of time if you're training. Now Savar puts it up high. Atomic with the challenge, gets it all the way back to Batu. He tries to take it slow, a good 50, brings the ball to Mirror, hits it upfield. Probably should have been looking for one of his teammates there. But Servette Geneva getting all the 50s that they need, all the pressure. Now Batu almost getting the shot, but Espimita with a good save.
It's also very noticeable that Servette Geneva are spreading out as much as possible, trying to apply the pressure to the defense that's actually trying to escape from time to time, just by spreading out more than enough. It was them being able to pick up that ball time and time again and putting that pressure on Galaxy Bank. So maybe that is something that Galaxy Bank has to take into account. Realize that Servette Geneva is spacing out to cover as much ground as possible to keep that ball in an offensive play.
Oh, and they're succeeding in that right now as well, as the pressure seems to have shifted to Galaxy Bank. They want that goal. They're not looking to lose that first game in this series. But good defense by Servette Geneva, just holding on now. Atomic up high, ceiling shot possibly but a quick read right there by Servette, spoiling all the dreams that he had. The 2 gets it back upfield, Servette up high, and the ball just floating in front of the Galaxy Bang. Now, this might be the 2-0. That shot just wide, he had to put it wide. The defender was flying in. A lot of chances being created on both sides, a lot of whiffs on both sides as well. It's not the greatest game in terms of how well both teams are playing, but Servette Geneva seems to be getting away with it.
That's a game 1. Going to Servette Geneva, definitely a confident start from the right here. And Galaxy Bang will have to step it up. Of course, it was I think Safari that actually made that first goal for Servette Geneva. We see that they have 7 attempts, 6 attempts on Galaxy Bang. That 1 attempt might have made the difference, but that was a very tight game to start the series off with.
Admira putting in a defensive shift and a half, getting 5 saves on his own, 6 saves on the side of Galaxy Bang, but much more distributed along the players. Zmira really putting in the defensive work, and it was only 1 solo play by Servette getting the flick over 1, and then it was just completely open for him to get that goal. Servette Geneva getting what I feel were better chances, but definitely not a lot that separated the 2 teams so far.
Well, so far there is no distance between both teams except for that 1 goal in game 1, and we already have that early pressure. Servette Geneva coming in with bumps, going in with nasty plays as the pressure continues, but with 2 in the front, so definitely Servette Geneva hunting and trying to find that first goal yet another time.
Now high, that needs to be read by Atomic, but Salen's there to help as well. He's the one that actually takes it out of defense. But once again, it feels like the pressure is going to be on Servette Geneva's side as Mira takes it up high, flip reset, possibly gets a fake instead, almost enough to take it past the defense, but not enough as the defense from Galaxy Bang holds on strong, but does not get the ball out of its defense, and now almost a double commit from Mira coming in. He just needed a bit more of Kerr and Atomic with a flick over but once again a good save as Beeckmans first to that ball though, and now Galaxy Bang take the lead.
Well, from losing game 1 1-0, we are now to leading game 2 1-0 for Galaxy Bang, and they are definitely in the running as Beeckmans puts him on the board. Atomic of course with that pass, all working together for that nice end result. But now the real question is, Joessi, will they be able to maybe extend that lead even further, because there are 4 minutes remaining? Plenty of time for both teams, for either Servette Geneva to come back or Galaxy Bang to extend that lead even further.
I am very afraid, Wolf, because how these games are going, I can imagine a mistake happening and an open goal being scored on either side, because neither team's playing that well. Mira now with a flip reset tries to keep the ball upfield, but well defended by Galaxy Bang. It wasn't too dangerous. I feel like Servette Geneva going for a lot of individual plays where they could be looking for their teammates create a battery chance. That is such a one. A great pass to Mirror, just over, but 2 once again looking for the pass. Servette Geneva now playing as a team and almost getting a goal for it.
Oh, defense from Servette Geneva struggling once again as Espamita is able to punish them immediately with a 2-0.
But 2 though, what is happening there? I think he expected the opposition to go full of ball instead. The opposition just flew past, and so did, but 2 getting a backflip onto the back wall. Very unfortunate for him, but a good follow-up by Galaxy Bang, making sure that it is 2 goals. And I called it out, Wolf. I said it's going to be a slight mistake that gets the goal here, and it's exactly that, how Galaxy Bang doubled their lead.
Oh, lead doubled in game 2. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's a mistake, you never know, but Servette Geneva are definitely trying to find that first goal for them in this series to at least make it to a 2-1, and that's with passing plays, of course. That has been their style of playing for the entire series so far, trying to find those passing plays, finding those connections between every player, and also making sure that if there's someone from Galaxy Bang trying to follow up or get a touch, try and get a little bit of what you could call an extension to make sure that ball doesn't go the way they expect it to go.
Definitely playing all right, but they need to create better chances if they want to take this game back, because they're still trailing by 2 with 2 minutes to go. It is a task that's definitely doable, but they need to step up to it, because right now they're not creating that many chances. And the great midfield plays coming out from Galaxy Bang aren't helping. Now Savar trying to do it on his own. Probably should have left that 2x2 with a much better angle, but just to take it instead. Now Savar's on his own all the way back, puts it in a lateral pass, 2x2, who gets beaten out by the Galaxy Bang squad, who are known for how insanely quick they can play Rocket League, and they're showcasing it right now, shutting down anything that Geneva's going to try to set up.
Right there we saw it once again. Servette Geneva definitely trying to take control of all the space they had, and Zafaru was the one to try and realize, find that open spot, find that one place in the entire field that he could freely pass to his teammate, but he came up a little bit short, or his teammate was a little bit late. And that's how the misconnections start to happen from Servette Geneva, and I feel like that is the main problem right now in this game too. They're really relying on those passing plays, but if they're not able to connect them, then you found your problem immediately.
I think you bring up a really good point there. The communication just doesn't seem on point for Servette Geneva. A lot of double commits, a lot of messy passes. This might be a prime opportunity though. But once again, that miscommunication doing Servette Geneva in, but Boyoroyo is still there to take the shot, and with less than 1 minute to go, this might mean just one more chance for Servette Geneva.
Wrong start for Galaxy Bang. Maybe a strong ending for Servette Geneva, and if that is actually the case, Joessi, then we might be looking at OT, and if it's a real strong end from Servette Geneva, they might take it in the OT, but of course now it is the question, will Galaxy Bang allow them to go to OT? Of course not. They are fighting with all their willpower, all their might to try and get their goal out, but you were talking about a passing opportunity. Galaxy Bang doing the exact same, and the pressure is still there, and they're really toying with that defense.
Yeah, but Servette Geneva not playing how we expect them to in terms of individual skill. A lot of whips that I do not expect from players of this caliber, especially Mera not playing too great, and that touch into the corner from Zavaz, just straight up to Atomic, who makes it 3, and that is the game 2 dream absolutely shattered for Servette Geneva.
Well, not too worried. You see 1 goal in this game already shows they have that potential. Now they just have to make sure that they are able to tie down that space that they have, that's really giving it to Galaxy Bang to intercept their passes, make sure that they are not giving that space to Servette Geneva, and I feel like they will be able to step up in the next game. It's just a matter of fact to keep that mentality high, keep that motivation going, and then they will be coming back as new into game 3, maybe taking that one.
I really hope so, Stealthy, because I do feel like Servette Geneva is playing very well, but it's just the individual skill right now that's not shining through. All of these players capable of getting these crazy angles, the crazy shots, but they're not picking the right times to go for balls themselves, leaving them for teammates. Just the overall communication not on point. It just doesn't seem like they're on one wavelength, and it's really doing them in right now. They could be taking this, but instead it's Galaxy Bang coming off quite strong in this game, but I'm not really sure whether it's Galaxy Bang playing well or Servette Geneva just not playing as good as we expect from them.
Well, it's definitely Galaxy Bang stepping up in that second game. The first game was way closer, Servette Geneva not making too many mistakes, and Galaxy Bang as well. And then in the last moment, it was Servette Geneva that was able to come through. Something very important, something clinical in that first series to try and establish some momentum, but Galaxy Bang really did well in the second game to re-establish themselves and make sure we are going along. And right there, awkward moment in defense for Servette Geneva, and Salent sees that opportunity and makes it 1-0 already.
This time Batu with the mistake. He tried to just put that to the side, but he got more of a pass off of his own backboard. A good shot by VK Salent though, securing that lead for Galaxy Bang once more. This time we're only taking 6 seconds in the match for them to take that lead, and if they can keep it going like they did last game, they're going to have a strong position to take the entire series. VK Salent onto the backboard, he can't follow up, no boost, but another one from Atomic might mean one more opportunity, but that's a good clear all the way downfield from Servette Geneva, giving them a little bit of breathing space here. They're trying to take it slow, but immediately contested by Salen, and Atomic now with a double contest as well, passing it back to his teammate to make sure that they keep possession.
Oh, with that possession, they of course try and force some plays, and right there it's Servette Geneva finally for the first time in this game really applying the pressure. Mirror trying to put that behind, trying to find indirect passes as they
Atomic!
direct passes. It's not working, but Atomic, oh my days.
And that is the skill that we expect from these players, and the speed that I was talking about before from these members of Galaxy Bang. 2/3 of Magnifico, and absolutely showing up right here is Atomic as he puts it onto the backboard, and he's all so quick with the follow-up, getting the angle straight down into the back of the net. And it is that great start that we're talking about for Galaxy Bang, all due to Atomic right here.
Oh, that was a beautiful second goal for Galaxy Bang. And now it is really Servette Geneva that do have to step it up. They only have 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. You might say it is more than enough time, but with an open back of the net, Atomics makes it 3-0. You're really starting to wonder, where is that defense?
Yeah, Servette Geneva absolutely breaking apart. A couple of bums there from Espamita as well, but that was only the second man. There should have been a third man. He wasn't there, which is a bit unfortunate, to put it mildly, for Servette Geneva, who right now look like they're giving away another game as they are 3-0 down. Yes, it is still 3 minutes 30, but if you want to bring it back, you got to play better, and that's not what I'm seeing from them right now. And another opportunity right here, Espamita with a great flick, saved by Savado, and Servette Geneva stays alive just a little bit longer.
Well, living dead or dying with living. I don't know which one of the two it is in this case, but it's really Servette Geneva being backed into their own corner, not realizing what to do with the ball. But right there, we have a breakthrough. Safari able to find Batu, and Mirror coming in from the middle. I don't know where he was really going to try and put the ball, because from that angle, it was really hard for Mirror to try and actually get that ball worked in when you have all 3 players from Galaxy Bang in defense.
With another bang upfield into absolute nothingness, where Servette Geneva just feels like they're very trying to get some sort of space going, but they're not playing it smart. They're just playing it on instincts, and that is a terrible miss by Batu. I'm glad it happens when they're 3-0 down, and it's not the deciding goal of a game, because that is not something you should miss.
I think we need a moment of silence right there for Batu. That was, as Joessi described it, very painful, not only for us to see it, but also for Batu to actually live through that moment. But he's right there, working very well on offense, trying to get that opportunity, and that is something very commendable from the guy. He might have been knocked down by that one misplay. You might say your entire mentality is ruined at that point, but Batu is right there in offense, in defense, trying his hardest to get that first goal for Servette Geneva, because that is something that they desperately need at this point.
And I had the pleasure of playing a 6-man's game with Batu last week, and the guy is absolutely hilarious. So if there's someone that can keep his head up, I do think it is Batu, one of the few Frenchmen with a sense of humor. I can't say that too loud, obviously. Rocket Baguette, a bunch of lovely lads, but you know what I mean. Well, you know what I mean.
I mean, you're talking to somebody from Belgium who basically half his country is French.
Oh crap.
Do you mean that the Dutch part or the Flemish part has the exact same level of humor, or what do you mean, Joessi? Because now I'm quite intrigued.
I'll retract my statement just to be safe. I think that's the smartest option right now. Just as it's like this game is pretty much done and over. One goal back for Mirror though, as we see it go in similar fashion from Batu's. But this one seems a bit more calculated in the sense that 3 people on Galaxy Bang was pre-jumping for it.
Well, Servette Geneva are finally on the board, Joessi. It might not be the prettiest goal, but it is the start for their momentum. And that is also important at itself. So now it is really the question, will Servette Geneva be able to strike back in Game 4? Because I think it is very safe to say at this point that Game 4 inevitably has to happen, and this game will not be a win for Servette Geneva though.
No, but I do feel like they've somewhat cleaned their play up. They seem to be taking a bit more space out of, from each other. That first game, their spacing was really good. And it seems like the latter half of this game, they started to do that again. It's working out for them, catching them in less open scenarios. So that's good for them. We're just going to have to see what this Game 4 is going to bring, because the Game 4, I do believe, is going to be amazing. Servette Geneva are really stepping it up, but the defense from Galaxy Bank is looking so strong right now.
Oh, strong defense, last 5 seconds, and that was potentially another goal with Safari, but Mirror now trying to keep that ball up. The ball is being kept in play, but it's very clear to say that Galaxy Bank really gave a beating to the defense of Servette Geneva. They will have to step up and have to come back even stronger. Of course, we saw an ending in this game at 1 goal from Mirror. It might have been an open net, but it might be that one ray of hope they need for Game 4.
Because they do need something, let's be honest, dude, Stealthy. I feel like Galaxy's Bang offense has just been much stronger. Absolutely gorgeous attacks coming out, especially the goal from Atomic was an absolute beauty. One to frame and hang in your room to look at when you go to sleep tonight. But in general, I feel like the play from Galaxy Bang was just much cleaner. A lot of uncharacteristic errors on the Servette Geneva side, not only in this game but the previous one as well. The first game was much cleaner from them, and I hope to see that back in this Game 4, but they do have to change some things up, because right now getting a 3-1 loss and a 4-1 loss is just not going to be enough.
Well, not enough to start, but it might be something, you know, Joessi. You have to start somewhere. You have to make it small and try and do it as good as possible. And Servette Geneva, being down by 1 game in the series, have not given up so far. They're trying to use that space, use that time to their advantage, trying to breach that defense with just sheer manpower. Because of course, you're 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and 3-on-3, meaning that all 3 players can try and do something against the other 3. But there is Salen, open that. No players in front of him. This is an easy 1-0.
And we were talking about changing things up, and it does look like Safari is looking to change things up. In the Batmobile, he is for this game, but the game start isn't much different as we saw from the last 2 games. A quick goal for Galaxy Bang, in which only Servette Geneva can be faulted, and this one very much the same story.
It is very interesting also to see, Joessi, that in this first 23 seconds, Galaxy Bank was already able to establish that lead to a 2-goal deficit in what we could say, arguably, in Game 1, we took almost 5 minutes to play out that game. I think it was 3 minutes before that first goal really came, and it was only down to that 1 goal. So you really start to wonder what is the main difference between this game and the first game. And I have to give it to Galaxy Bank. They're really showing their strength right now. Maybe it's Servette Geneva playing a little bit weaker. We have to give credit to Galaxy Bank stepping up their plays and being a little bit more consistent, but right there is but 2, making it 1-2 already.
And finally some life in Servette Geneva on time this time. It was a double commit on the Galaxy Bang side, just pushed onto the backboard, and Batu maybe finally getting himself rid of the curse that seemed to be haunting him, not playing his absolute best, but finally grabbing a goal for himself. Might instill some extra confidence, and that confidence is needed, but the second one is here, and it seems like Servette Geneva's finally back in the series.
Well, Joessi, you were talking about awkward moments before, but right there, awkward whiff from Atomic, leaving Aspamida and Salen in an awkward position, both trying to commit for the ball. So I think if they communicated that a little bit better, realized that one was going up for the ball and had absolute faith, that goal could have been saved. And maybe Safari's Batmobile choice was the good choice. Maybe it's bringing that hope, bringing that good feeling to the team, because right there Safari's actually able to clean up that goal, or that goal opportunity from Galaxy Bank with that long call.
But the weakest point for Servette Geneva still seems to be their defense, and that doesn't really look as polished as you would want to. And right here, Espamito almost taking advantage of it, but a great save by Mirror, keeping Servette Geneva in the game so far. But a lot of passing plays happening on the Galaxy Bang side. That's just floating in though. No, it's just over, just on the back boat. But two's there first though. Espamito needs to rotate all the way back, giving some space to Servette Geneva. Now keeping the ball up is Mirror. Up to Batu for the double tap, gets bumped, can't follow it up. He actually can, gets a crazy dunk, and now Safari with a weird touch. It's neither a shot nor a pass, making sure that Servette Geneva can't really keep up the pressure in this specific attack, but they do keep the ball upfield, which is good. Batu now with a miss, leaving the ball to Espamito, and Atomic takes it onto the other side. Demo as well, open net, no save for Mirror. And it's 2-3 to Galaxy Bang.
At this point, you're really thinking, why is the Rocket League point system so biased? Because right there, it even gave the save to Mirror. And it was Atomic that got that first touch, and then Mirror did get the last touch. So really starting to wonder, is it actually a save right there? But that's a good kickoff. Safari almost getting it in, but Atomic, the guy that scored before, was actually able to intercept it, and right now it is Mirror in awkward position once again. That is something that Galaxy Bank have been doing quite nicely. They might be in control of the ball, they might have open nets, and then they prevail 4-2 because of Salem.
I am so sad about how Servette Geneva are playing right now. You can just see two players absolutely flying past the ball for no apparent reason. They just seem to be throwing this series into Galaxy Bang's left. They'll happily take it. All the open nets, all the open goals we've seen so far. Not a great sign of things to come for Servette Geneva. You've got to wonder, this is the squad that they want to run with, because right now Galaxy Bang is literally pre-jumping on them, and that is not a good thing to happen at this stage of a series.
All 2 minutes remaining, Joessi, plenty of time, but right there, the spacing from Servette Geneva, what far from as good as it was in the first game. We were talking about what may be the biggest difference. You were talking already about that spacing, but why is it actually a problem? Right there we see it, both players going for the exact same ball in offense. Leaves only one player to actually pass to. That really gives you a big disadvantage as Galaxy Bang that does see that disadvantage immediately, tries to play around it, go for damage, go for bumps, eliminate that one last player that's actually alone, actually able to receive the ball or send the ball to the other two, and then you have a free ball. It's easy to score from that one, but you have to be aware of the situation and capitalize.
And the series now very slowly just coming to a halt as both teams not really creating any more chances, which is all in Galaxy Bang's favor. They are 2 goals up, and those 2 goals should be enough to give them the series win right here against Servette Geneva, who will start this season off absolutely horrible. But Batu getting one back might mean that there is just one more chance for Servette Geneva to take this one. 50 that's forced through might mean that Servette Geneva can actually bring this one back.
Potential lurking around every corner, all 4 corners on this field, and Servette Geneva will have to do it, of course, but right there, Safari already ran from Espamito, and that is the patience, that is the skill that Galaxy Bang is really showing. The entire Spanish squad just coming through, and maybe that is also one of their biggest positive sides, that all 3 of them speak Spanish, they're able to communicate.
That's
well,
open.
but that's an open net because of a bad communication, and that is 4-4.
And I saw Galaxy Bang pre-jumping a couple of times when they were 2 goals up, which, I mean, fair, but you don't do it when you're only 1 up with all 3 of your players. That's not the smartest thing, and that is right now it just seems to be looking at a game of throws where both teams just want the other one to win, and it feels like the team that's going to win is actually the one to lose or some stuff. I don't know, but double demo from Moorman, but 2 from Zavar, gets a 5-4. Servette Geneva's back, 5 goals with a potential 5th game lurking.
Well, I think Galaxy Bang supporters are in the chat now being like, how were they able to throw this? But the same question can be said. How was Servette Geneva able to come back so strongly at those last moments? And right now we see it. They are giving the space to the defense from Galaxy Bank, realizing the only thing we have to do right now is come back, keep that defense tight, but a good opportunity right there. And now it is Salem. Last opportunity for Galaxy Bank. This has to go in and they leave the ball. Woo. Why were they doing this, Joessi? I don't understand. That was the last opportunity for them to score and they just give it away.
I mean, Servette Geneva could have just let it drop. They're adhering to the Rocket League laws. Very good from them. It's lovely to see when teams take the rules of Rocket League that seriously. But Servette Geneva, we talked about it being a throw, and I think that is the only right way to put it. Galaxy Bang had this in a bag. He only needed to stall for a minute and a half longer, and just three actually terrible mistakes from their part, giving this Servette Geneva side a resurrection of sorts. And now it remains to be seen whether they can keep it going in this game 5, because I feel like this series should be going Galaxy Bang's favor, but every single game is just completely flipped around and it's just been one team making mistake after mistake. So I have no clue who's going to take this 5th one.
Well, it is opportunity after opportunity, like you say, game after game, that it is a real difference. And just that last game was incredible on its own. We had 6 saves coming out from Galaxy Bang, where we were thinking was one of the more offensive teams, really dominating that offensive play against the defense from Servette Geneva. And this time around, they are already coming out guns blazing, really trying to rep that place that style that they were using and those last couple of moments in game 4 that actually made them win it. So if Servette Geneva is able to keep this up, actually create that pressure, make sure that that defense crumbles, maybe get a little bit of bumps, get physical, they might be able to win this entire series.
It remains to be seen, StealthyWoolf. I feel like both teams have a very good chance here. They just need to clean up their act. No overcommits on the Galaxy Bang sides, and better defense, not being all the way upfield for Servette Geneva. Those are their tasks. That is what they have to do. And as far onto the backboard, the 2 doesn't really get a touch. And once again, the 3rd man from Servette Geneva, too far pushed up, have to go rotate back all the way. Fike sailing with the challenge, almost getting the follow-up as well, giving Galaxy Bang the first goal. But now onto the other side, it is Mayer trying to find Zavar, who instead opted to go for a bump. Didn't find any. Now they all have to retreat as Espimita tries to get the pass. But a good interception by Mayer, making sure that that does not happen. They're upfield, intercepted once again by Espimita. Sailing on Atomic there first, getting a good shot, but an even better save arguably coming out from the 2.
Yeah, these first 2 minutes we've seen quite some good opportunities from both teams, and defense has snapped up from both sides. Definitely Servette Geneva has to be given credit for their defense, but right there, that's an open opportunity. Espimita didn't give it to Atomic, although he was low on boost, so maybe that could have been a little bit better communicated. But right now, the passing plays from Galaxy Bank,
that's
open
beautiful
opportunity, but that was Safari. I'm becoming blind apparently, Joessi. So hey, get me some new glasses and I'll be back in a second.
I mean, I would be pretty much speechless too with that play coming out from Galaxy Bang. Unfortunately for them, one of the first times that the defense was positioned well, but that shot from Atomic, that should have been a goal. I was almost flabbergasted by the fact that that didn't go in. You can see how many crazy goals this guy can score, but this was not one of them. Now Batu with a good backboard defense, finds Savar as well, who in return finds Mira, but that's just a boom upfield, nothing more. And now a touch all the way over, but Savar picks it up now, and I feel like most of the issues that we had with Servette Geneva earlier on in the game seem to be fixed. Now a great pass down to Atomic, creating some opportunities on the other side, but no goal to be found.
Our last 1 minute and 50 seconds. It might be a golden goal opportunity at this point, and it is really important for both teams to keep that defense as tight as possible. But now we have opportunity. Galaxy Bank taking their time. Atomic trying to find Salen in the middle, and that is the passing plays that we have been seeing for most of this game 5 already, and definitely trying to show Servette Geneva that they can pass as well, but their solo plays are maybe something that they have to improve on and show exactly why.
Game 5 jitters is starting to show on both sides. Now though, only a minute left to play and still all equal. We've had a lot of really high scoring games, but this is not one of them. Much more calculated from both sides. You love to see it. More of the potential that we expect from these two teams. That's a pass out and the ball just floating up high. Atomic takes it away from Salen. Probably could have had a decent shot right there if he'd left it. And now Batu tries it onto the backboard. No follow-up from the save. It's almost running in. Second with the save, but far with the follow-up. It's 1-0 for Servette Geneva. They might be taking this series, Wolf.
I'm absolutely speechless to what happened right there in defense. Like, whoa. Okay, recap. So Atomic went up for the ball, missed it, was able to almost get it, falling down. Then we had Salen getting the craziest pinch of his life, and then we had, I think it was Zabara coming in. Now Mirror making it 2-0. I don't know what happened, but Servette Geneva is just confidently in the lead after that first goal.
Yeah, no time to talk from you. Mirror takes matters into his own hands, gives the second goal to Servette Geneva. Only 40 more seconds. It seems to be going in their favor, but hold your breath, people, because last game seemed to be just as comfortably in Galaxy Bang's favor. They managed to lose that game still. Now they're looking like they will lose the series against Servette Geneva if only they can hold on for 20 more seconds. So with the seconds passing by, it's more and more likely that Servette Geneva will take this. We're down to 15 and this needs to be a shot. There needs to be a goal, but a great save there. Make sure that Espamita's chance is just squandered. Down to 5. Right now, we can comfortably say that Servette Geneva have done it. They've come back, and the 5th game in this series is theirs.
Well, I'm still upset that Galaxy Bang wasn't able to win this series, but it was a very good performance from Servette Geneva, and that's something commendable as well. Right now, they're of course being absolute gentlemen, as I call it, the gentleman rule. Some call it rule 1, but keeping of that ball at the ending. But Servette Geneva are our winners for this week's matchup between themselves and Galaxy Bang, of course. So they're getting that one step closer for a better standing.
And it is worth mentioning, of course, normally Emra would be playing instead of VK Salen, but he wasn't there this week. He's that second member from the Magnifico squad that have been playing so well. So this wasn't Galaxy Bang at their strongest, but they did put up a very, very strong fight against this Servette Geneva side. But even though I commend them for how they played, I feel like this should have been their series. They were up 4-2 in that game 4. That should have been the series at that point, but they completely let that one slip through their fingers, in Servette Geneva just not even taking a finger, not taking a hand, but just completely ripping off the arm from Galaxy Bang and getting the deserved win in the end.
All deserved is definitely something we can say. And if we take a look at the standings, of course, it now means that Galaxy Bang dropped down to that lowest place. Of course, it will come down to how Esport Berg play later on tonight. If they lose their series in a sweep fashion, then Galaxy Bang ends up right above them. But this is definitely looking good for Servette Geneva, climbing those ranks once again. They're now on a 1-1 record, getting closer to team WLF. So maybe a potential 3rd place, you never know, by the end of this evening.
Now you were talking about Esports Berk. They'll be on their last match on stream versus RGM. Upcoming after the break is WLF versus Team Somnium, but of course we need to give some thanks to Nice Cactus. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. They sponsor the Wednesday tournaments for the Nice Cactus Weekly, but also their Superstar League, both the Thursday and Tuesday, in which we see Group B and Group A fight it out to get into the absolute top of the EU bubble scene. And also, Nice Cactus providing some funds for the grassroots, just all around. Thanks to them. Don't go anywhere. Come back after the break, because you do want to see Team WLF taking on Team Somnium. So we'll see you after that break.